Buenos dias! Not cool.
And these nights are getting shorter, like a energy I'll conquer. In my soul, this is real. These nights are getting shorter. In my soul, this is real.
I am now in Tampa, and it's about noon, so I thought I would tell you what happened with my last flight that I had. So we were going from hold on. So it was supposed to be from Las Vegas to Detroit, from Detroit to Minneapolis, and from Minneapolis to Baltimore. So what ended up happening is, as we were approaching Baltimore, there was a storm in the area. So at that moment, they were having all the planes just hold. They were in a holding pattern. Nobody was landing. And so there came a moment where the captain got on the PA and said that we either had to land within 30 minutes or we were gonna run out of fuel. So because we were unable to land in in Baltimore, we got diverted to Pittsburgh. So when we got to Pittsburgh, we needed to refuel and then wait until we got the clearance from air traffic control to head back over to Baltimore. But what ended up happening is we had 3 guests sitting right in the front and second row, and they were just screaming and saying that we were liars and a whole bit. I mean, it was like, I mean, it kind of got crazy in the cabin. Seriously, I flew lead, or I'm flying lead on this trip, and I opened the overhead compartment where we keep the tough cuffs because I seriously thought we were gonna need it. They were super rowdy, calling us liars, saying that, you know, we just didn't put enough fuel in the airplane, so that's why we had to divert. I mean, it was just crazy. And it's like, no, there's weather. We burned fuel while we were getting, you know, the clearance to land. And since we didn't get clearance in time, we had to divert to another, you know, the nearest city, which happened to be Pittsburgh. And yeah, so 2 of the people decided they were done with the flight. They were going to find their own way home. So, I mean, honestly, the captain came out and talked to them. The gate agent came out and talked to them. I talked to them. Even other passengers were telling them to calm down because, you know, there was no need to be like yelling and acting a fool. And so they decided to go their own way, and we were like, well, you know, what are you going to do? So at that point, the other one, the third person that was being the rowdiest of them all, she did not want to, it was going to be a 5-hour drive from Pittsburgh if they drove to Baltimore. And the other 2 people chose to take, you know, get different transportation. This lady, though, however, after she made all that fuss and cried, and she didn't cry, but, you know, she was crying wolf is what I mean, is what she was doing. And so then she decided, okay, well, I'll go back with you guys. And we're like, are you going to behave? Because, like, if she, I mean, her outburst was the worst out of all 3. And, you know, end of the story, we refueled. We were there for like, I don't know, for 2 hours or something before we got the clearance to take off and get back to Baltimore. And that layover in Baltimore should have been a 10-hour layover. And by the time that we got the clearance to leave Pittsburgh, we were already under minimum rest, which is 8 hours. So we would have gotten less than 8 hours before the next scheduled flight that we were supposed to have the next day. So, long story short, silver lining. After having to deal with that, like, my adrenaline, like, seriously was pumping. Like, I was ready. You come at me, I'm ready for you. And so, but yeah, our patience was rewarded. I had an excellent chaser on my flight, and she just was making everybody laugh and joking and just like bringing a little, you know, lightness to this situation that these people created. It's like, we're not gods. We don't control the weather. And the airlines are not going to do something that's going to jeopardize the safety of the customers. So, you know, like, I'm just like, you know, safety first, guys. Safety first. If there's weather, even if you can't see it with your eyes, up there somewhere, in our route somewhere, if we're diverting to another city, if they're not letting anybody land or take off, it's not safe. So don't get mad at the flight attendants. Don't get mad at the captains and say that we're liars. It's ridiculous. Anyways, I digress. A silver lining was that when we finally got to Baltimore, it was so late that our minimum rest was, you know, we were over the minimum rest. And so we got extended, instead of 10 hours for the layover, now we had 30 hours for the layover. So, unfortunately it was rainy, pretty much all day because of the whole weather. I mean, it still continued the next day. And so I didn't really get a chance to, go out and do anything. I did order some chicken wings from the hotel's little restaurant, and that's what I had for dinner. But yeah, so my 10-hour layover turned into a 30-hour layover, and so now today is technically day 3 of my trip. I did one leg, and that was from Baltimore to here to Tampa. I have 23 hours layover here, and tomorrow we go back home, but we're doing like two legs. We go from Tampa to somewhere, and then from somewhere to Vegas. So it's gonna be a little bit of a long day tomorrow, but that's a-okay. We're getting a pretty good rest today. We got a pretty good rest yesterday, and I texted my brother, and yeah, it's short notice, so I don't know if they're going to be able to come and visit or come and get me so I can go visit them. So maybe sometime today, my brother will get back to me. If not, that's okay. You know, guys, I keep myself entertained watching TV. No big deal for me. I will just keep myself entertained here. Yesterday, what I did with my time, with all that layover time, 30 hours, I just worked on the vlog that I just put out. So, the one for, with the weather delay in Orlando, with a crocodile for the thumbnail, that's the one that I worked on yesterday. So, anywho, just wanted to give you a little rant and insight as to what happened yesterday. I almost fought, guys. I almost fought. Like, I was ready. Come at me. You'll see the Puerto Rican side. I'm nice, but don't test me. Like, this lady was yelling at me, and I was like, I put a stop to it immediately. I was like, ma'am, there's no need for you to yell, okay? And she was like, yeah. Anyways, story time is over. I hope you guys are having a great day, and if it's the weekend, I hope you have a great weekend. And we'll see what happens today. Maybe I'll see my brother, maybe I won't. By the way, guys, I have to say that I have become an expert in writing reports. If you remember from my previous videos, I said that one of the main reasons why I liked working the red eyes is usually because most everybody is sleeping most of the time. And when I first came out on the line that first month, I had written so many reports, and I was like, oh, so now all that time that I was on reserve, or reserve C, which is the late shift, the red eye shifts, I didn't write a single report the whole time. And now that I have a line and I've been out, I am an expert. I just have to say, I am an expert, because almost every single flight there's something that I need to report that's irregular. So yeah, just thought I'd throw that out there. I was right. I'm writing reports now. All right, let's do a room tour. Okay, we are in Tampa. Nice cranberry color. And tub. There, that's better. Here we have the closet. And the sink area. And let me give you a 360. Got a nice king size bed. What? Pictures, coffee. Look, they've given us earplugs because they're under construction right now. And we have a balcony and palm trees. Oh look, there's a restaurant right there. Nice. Brick house and tavern, what? All right. This is the room tour. Woo! By the way, I just realized there's no microwave here. Oh, I was just about to make me a soup. I guess I'll have to run the water through the coffee maker and get some hot water that way, but it might taste a little bit like coffee. I have a suspicion it will. Oh. What am I gonna do? So yesterday's trip was uneventful. It was from Baltimore here to Tampa, and it was pretty quick. It was slightly less than 2 hours. Nothing unusual happened. And when I got into Tampa, I had texted my brother, and it took him several hours to answer me back. And by that time, I was so tired of, you know, just because I hadn't gone to sleep the night before. I don't know. I've been having trouble lately sleeping through the night. So anyway, so when I got to Tampa, I waited, and it took a while for my brother to answer. So by the time he actually got back to me, I was like, I'm sleeping. I'll come back some other time when I have like an actual day off. And so yeah, that's why I literally went to sleep, I don't know, about 5 in the afternoon, and I didn't wake up till this morning, till 8. Yeah. Yep. No, 7. It was 7:11 this morning when I woke up. 7:11. But yeah, that's it. So nothing unusual. Pretty good trip. Except for the weather issue that we have the other day on day 1 that we had. So other than that, pretty good. That's it. I thought I'd tell you what I have on my lips today. I have a lip gloss instead of a lipstick, and I am wearing a combination of Jordana's lip liner. There we go. And this is in Pink Love. And on my lips I have this plumping serum by Hard Candy, and it's called Cakewalk. Alright guys, so I'm gonna get dressed and head downstairs and go home today. It's from Tampa to Baltimore, and then from Baltimore to Vegas. I should be home in Vegas. I should be landing right after 5, so I'll be home hopefully by 6:30 tonight. So I'll see you guys there. Bye. So my flight from Tampa to Baltimore is delayed right now. So I got myself Chick-fil-A.